Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. It has been a while. A lot happened while I wasn't there. And I have not read a single book in 2026 and we're the 1st of July. So I have quite a lot to catch up on, which is why I'm making this video to catch up on my reading goals. As you can see, there's nothing. And I have 15 books until I'm back on track. So, I have a few books that are right here. Those are children books and young adult books, and I got them at the library of my town because I used to work here. Until yesterday I worked there, so yeah. So I have a few books from this library, so I'm gonna read them, so I will be able to give them back because I'm a bit late. But that's okay. So I'm gonna start with this one because I don't know, I feel drawn to it. So is it a French book or is it a translation? Okay, it's French. The title means I write to you, I write. Donc in French, je t'écris, j'écris. And it's like that, and it's pretty short. And it says that it can be read from 9 years old, so I think this one's gonna be pretty quick. And I mean, look at the pages. So yeah, that's gonna be a quick read. After that, I will read one of those. This one is a thriller, and this one is like based on a true story, I think, during World War I. And they are both quite short, so I think that today I will be able to read these 3 books, and tomorrow I will read this one, because this one is like it's a book full of short stories, but like really short stories. Like sometimes it lasts like 5 pages. So yeah, so I will read this one tomorrow and then we will see. And after that I will have 4 more books to read that are bigger, but I will show them to you once I'm done with the first ones, those 3. So I'm gonna read this one and I will be back for you in a second, for me, when I will finish it, and I will tell you what I think about it. Okay guys, so I finished the book, so read. Ta-da! And I have 1 book in my reading challenge, 14 to go. So for the second book I'm gonna read, I chose this one. The title can translate to Adele's diary, and it is set like during World War I, and it's like a little bit above 100 pages, so it's gonna be a quick read. I think it's gonna be an emotional read because like it's during the war, and it's a kid who writes it. But yeah, for the book that I just finished, I don't have it in physical form anymore because I went to the doctor and then I went to the library to give it back since I finished it. But I really liked it. I really loved how it was written. It was written like in a way of like the character sending letters to another character, and we can see the first disappointments of friendship and love, and it's a quick read. It doesn't really have any deep meaning, but it's nice. It's really nice and cozy and sweet. And like half of the book is like the character sending letters, and the other half is the character describing her life and the people she meets and making a friend. At the end of the day, she makes a friend, and the ending is pretty like up to imagination. So I definitely made my own ending. So yeah. But now I have this book to read, and I have like a family event, so I'm just gonna take it with me and read it because I don't want to socialize. So for the second book of this video, I chose this one, which is basically like the diary of a little girl during World War One, and it has like 5 parts, one for each year, so like 1914, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And I just finished 1916, and like I had to stop and take a break because it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. I mean, it's about the war, so obviously it's gonna be hard to read. But like, this part was hitting specifically hard. Like, people were dying, people were describing the war, and it's the diary of a little girl, so like she talks about her feelings, and she was really like destroyed, which is, I mean, understandable. But yeah, but I'm not finished. But I will be tomorrow, hopefully. I just finished this book, and yeah, I'm in my bathing suit because I just stepped out of my pool because I finished the book in my pool. So I am now at 2 books and 14 books until I'm back on track. So what is gonna be my next read? So it's gonna be one of these 2 books. This one is like a thriller, and it has like 100 pages, so I might read it like in one evening or like this weekend. And it's called, is it French? It's French, so the translation would be Alone in the Night. And the other one that I'm gonna start tomorrow, and it's gonna be like a read with my father, is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. And I'm gonna read 5 chapters each day with my dad. We're gonna buddy read Tom Sawyer together. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to read it because I love Mark Twain and it's been a while. So yeah, so those are my next reads, and hopefully I can read this one in one weekend so that I can be a little more on track with my reading. So now I'm gonna go change because I'm still in my bathing suit. And I will see you guys when an update will be needed. Okay, guys, I had an idea to go a bit faster. I decided to listen to audiobooks, and I was thinking what to listen to, and I was looking through Spotify for an audiobook, and I thought about Kathy Glass, which is one of my favorite authors, and so I looked up on Spotify if she had some audiobooks, and there was a lot. So I did a selection between them by like which one interested me the most, and I'm just going to choose the shortest one so that so that okay, so the shortest one is called A Family Torn Apart. Angie, 6, and sister Polly, 4, are utterly distraught when they arrive to stay with foster carer Kathy Glass. Their older half-sister Ashley has accused their father of something horrible, and the two young sisters have been removed from home to keep them safe. So it sets the tone. And for those who don't know, Kathy Glass is an author who was a foster carer, and she wrote memoirs about the children that she had to take care of during her career. And I've read only one of her books, but I absolutely loved it, and it broke my heart. And this one is going to destroy me as well, but I mean, it's very interesting to read, like to know about the foster care system and just to know the stories of children who had a pretty bad childhood. So yeah, so I'm gonna listen to that audiobook while doing some stuff. Okay, so for Tom Sawyer, I read the first 10 chapters, and I really like the story and how it's told. Some specific moments take quite a while, in my opinion. Like there was a moment in the church, and it was like two whole chapters, but I mean, it's it's a really easy read, so it's okay. And for the Kathy Glass book, I'm almost at 30%. And I mean, the book implies something and wants us to go in one direction. I mean, I'm saying this as if it's a book with a plot and a plot twist and stuff, but it's a real story. So I feel a bit bad saying that, but like, it's like the books want us to think a certain way, but I don't know if that way is true or not. I'm not gonna go into details about that book because it can be very triggering for some people, so I'm just not gonna go into details, and if I do, then I will put a time code saying if you don't want to hear about this, go to that time code. But for now, I just won't go into details. So I just finished that book, and I must say that last week I was not productive at all in my reading, because I wasn't home. So I'm I planned on reading like at least 3 books this week. It's Wednesday. So I read that book. I'm gonna finish reading Tom Sawyer. I'm gonna finish my audiobook and maybe read another children's book. I'm very tired, so I look like that and I sound like that. And Storygraph doesn't have this book in the catalog, so I'm gonna need to add it. Okay, so I just finished this book, and I must admit that I read it in 2 days, and I must admit that it was really nice. It was a whole bunch of short stories, but really short, like 3 to 5 pages per short story, and it's for children. It's a children book, and it plays a lot with words and French expressions, and I find it quite funny at some times, not so funny at other times, but I still like it. So it was a pretty nice and light read. Also, about the book that I finished the other day, like 2 days ago. It was about a little girl who was kidnapped with her mother, and the little girl escaped the car, and then she found a teenage girl, and the main guys like found them, and then they were chasing them, and it was pretty, like, I felt anxious at some point while reading it, but it was still pretty light because it was also for teenagers, and it was not an adult book, but I really liked it, and this one too. So good so far. So far so good. And to be back on track, I have 12 books left. So we're getting there. Okay, so I read the past few days a few poetry books, those 4, by June Bates. So I read The Lavender Haze, Mystic Blues, Love and Poetry, and Supernova. I also have June Bates. Oh, my baby. My bunny is licking my thigh. So I was saying I also have the first June Bates poetry book, which is She Is the Poem, but I do not remember where I put it. So I don't know. But I'm still looking for it. But anyway, I read those 4 books, which brings us closer to being on track for my reading goal. And right now I'm at 8 books, which means that I still have 11 books until I'm back on track, which is gonna be a lot. So I decided to do something to make it easier. So I have 3 graphic novels. I have Mooncakes that I have already read in the past. The sun is a bit too bright, but it's okay. So I've already read it. It's a pretty fast read, so it's gonna be okay. Then I have Bloom, which is gay. Yup. And then I have Spinning. This one is fake, but it's a graphic novel and it's only 400 pages, so it's gonna be quite fast of a read, and it's about figure skating, which I love. So I'm gonna read those 3 books. You wanna say hi? Come here, baby. He wants to say hi. What are you doing? I finished a few books, 3 books to be exact. The first one is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And sorry for my voice, I woke up not long ago and I'm feeling a bit down, but that's okay. So I finished Tom Sawyer yesterday, and I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. I really liked it. I remember vaguely watching like the animation when I was a kid, and the book is not completely what I expected, but there were some parts that I remembered from the animation, and that I liked it, and I liked also the other part that I had no idea about. I really liked the ending, and it was such a fun read. It was an easy read because the chapters are so short, and I'm sorry I look completely dead. But yeah, so really loved it. And I don't really know what more to say about it. Maybe because I just woke up, so my mind is a bit like dead. But it was a really good book, and I could picture everything like really well, like their adventures and what happened in the book. It was almost like watching a movie, which I mean, it happens when I read every book because I have a big imagination, but with this one it felt more natural and easy, and it just came to me naturally. I don't really know how to explain that, but it felt different from other books. And now I'm really excited to read The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I don't know when, but I will read it as a buddy read with my father, because I read Tom Sawyer with my father, and it was really nice to have something more to talk about with him, and it was nice reading a book with him because usually our tastes in book are quite different. But with this one we connected, and the book will have a special place in my heart for that, because I love my dad.
And yeah, so Tom Sawyer, 4 stars. I really liked it. And yeah, the next 2 books, I don't have them with me because I listen to the audiobooks, and those are A Family Torn Apart, that I already talked about in this vlog, and My Dad's a Policeman, both by Kathy Glass. And I was quite disappointed with those books, but not for the same reason. So I'm gonna talk about A Family Torn Apart first because I already talked about it in this vlog, so it's just like logical that I talk about it first. Um, so the outcome of the book is really what we expected from the start. That the girl who made the allegations lied, but it was really like implied throughout the whole book. And I mean, I know sometimes it happens, but I felt that some things that were said were really unnecessary. Like, of course, if you get false accusation of rape, it's gonna affect you. But like, no one really wondered why she made fake allegations in the first start. Like, okay, she wanted to live with her father and leave the house with her mom and stepfather, but to go on such lengths to like have to make false allegations, something must be really wrong, either with the way she was treated or with her mental health. And I felt like nobody cared about those things. And they were more like, oh, poor man, he went through all that, but no one really was on her side. And what really made my rating go so low is that at the end of the book, Kathy Glass says something along the lines of like, yeah, teenagers can make false allegations against parents and foster care and da 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 da. And like, she's saying this as if it happens a lot, which doesn't. Most of the time, when such allegation is made, the kid is not lying. And I don't know, it just sends a message that kids lie about those things easily, when in reality they don't. I mean, yes, it happens, and it does because it's from a true story, but it's really, 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 really rare. So I did not like that about the book, and I rated it a 3.5, which is still quite a high rating with all I just said. But despite that, I still liked how the book was told and how we had the point of view of the two little sisters. But another thing that was a bit annoying is that it took place during COVID, and there are a lot of mention of COVID and what we had to do during that time. It's like she wrote the book for people in like 30 years who wouldn't have known COVID. And she was like, so yeah, so we had to wash hands, we had to wash the clothes after school, we had to use hand sanitizer. um a lot of people are upset with that part. For me, it's quite funny, and I did not find it too repetitive, so I was fine with that part. But yeah, overall, that's my thoughts for that book. And then My Dad's a Policeman, that I rated 3 star. So it's about a boy who, his mother is an alcoholic and his father is absent. And this one is really short. That's why I decided to listen to it, because it's the shortest Kathy Glass book. And he lies to his friends at school, saying that his dad is a policeman, to make his life a bit brighter. And I thought it would be like a big part of the book, like the kid being in denial and stuff, but it wasn't. And the kid wasn't even placed with Kathy Glass, and it was written from the point of view of the kid. And all the stuff I did not like, because that's not what I expected from a Kathy Glass book. And also, after reading my first Kathy Glass book, which was Nobody's Son, that I read during the Men's Best Friend reading vlog, if you want to check it, I rated that one 5 stars, and it was quite life changing for me. So I was really excited to read all the Kathy Glass books. In fact, I got 2 of them for my birthday, and I have another one, but it's too far for me to reach and I'm tired. But it doesn't erase my excitement for those books, because I feel like they're gonna be better. But yeah, My Dad's a Policeman was a disappointment, and I did not really like the story being told from the kid's point of view. And there was a lot of swearing, and it just felt a bit weird to read. So yeah, so that's a 3 star. And that's it for now. I'm currently reading Spinning. I'm a bit more than halfway through. And I read Bloom, another graphic novel, but I'm not gonna talk about it now. I'm gonna talk about it when I talk about all the graphic novels I have planned on reading. And yeah, so. And also, I started a book on my Kindle. First time using this Kindle, even though I got it for Christmas last year. But as I said at the beginning of the video and throughout, I did not read until July, so yeah. So I started The Boyfriend by Freda McFadden, and for now I'm a bit like torn apart, because I really like one point of view, but I don't really like the other. So I'm curious about what's gonna happen. For now, I'm at page 92, so 27% of the book. And so yeah, I'm curious about what's gonna happen. And how it's gonna end, and I think my rating will depend a lot of the ending. So yeah. Today I'm celebrating my birthday with my family. My birthday was 3 days ago, but since it's a Sunday today, it's the day we're celebrating it with my family. But I will have my Kindle like close to me in case I want to read, or in case I feel overwhelmed because anxiety, and I'm pretty down these days. BPD, but it's okay. So I will probably update you tomorrow after reading probably um graphic novels, or like in 2 days, because I will try to finish spinning today, and I have 2 more graphic novels to read, so I'm gonna probably read them tomorrow and then make you an update. And also, yeah, I'm at 13 books, so I have 6 books left until I'm back on track. And that, my friend, is great. And also, I'm gonna read some children's book that I have from the library of my town, so that I can give them back because I'm late. But yeah. So see you guys in like 2 days. Okay, a very quick update because I just read this book. It's a children's book called My Mom Hates Yours, and it was a very, 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 very short book that I read really quickly. So I'm one book closer to my reading goal, and I don't have anything to say about that book. It was enjoyable, but nothing really incredible. So I started The Boyfriend by Freda McFadden on my Kindle like 2 days ago, and um, I'm gonna talk about it, but there's gonna be spoilers, so you can go to this time code for when there is no more spoilers. But I have a hunch, like I have a feeling that I know the twist, so I just want to say it so that I can see if I'm right later. And if I'm wrong, then I don't know. But we follow Sydney in the present day and Tom in the past. And Tom is like weirdly obsessed with like blood and stuff, and he has a crush on a girl, and then he has those weird daydream and dreams about him killing her and stuff, and he's always like, if I did that, I could kill this person. And in the present day, we have Sydney, whose best friend just died, and it was the same way that some people died in the past. So the logical connection we can make is that Tom is the one who killed them, and he's her actual boyfriend. But Tom has a best friend whose name is Slug, but it's a nickname. We don't even know his real name. And we just learned that Slug might be the one actually killing people in the past, and it's the same way that people are killed in the present. So I'm wondering, and there's a detective who is the main girl ex, and I'm wondering if that detective might be Slug. I don't know. I don't think it is. Or maybe Slug killed Tom and he's pretending to be him. I don't know. Okay, I'm probably not gonna put that in the reading vlog because I don't know. But I want to know, and at first I thought this book would be like a 3 stars because I did not really like um, the the storytelling of the prison time, and there was a few stuff that I did not like. But now I think my rating can be higher depending on the plot twist and depending on the ending.
Guys, oh my fucking god. I am shocked. Like, okay, I'm not speaking very loud because my father is sleeping in the room next to mine and it's 1 a.m. But I couldn't put the book down and the plot twist occurred. And I don't even have the words. Oh, Frida, my father, and I'm so sorry. I underestimated you when I thought I wouldn't like the book. Guys, wow, just wow. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna finish that book right now. But just wow. Another plot twist. No, I can't. This is why I love books, okay? Like, the plot I was about to buy one of her books earlier today, but I was like, I'm not really into the book I'm reading right now, so I don't know. Probably not. But now I regret not buying it because her books are so good. Like, okay, I did not really like the writing during some parts of the book, and some stuff said bothered me. But overall, and the plot twist is enough to make me go crazy. I just finished the book. And it's 2 a.m. So my thoughts are a bit fuzzy. So I will tell you my thoughts on the book tomorrow when I wake up. And now I will go to sleep. But I just wanted to say, oh my god. I loved the ending. And now I really want to read another one of her books. And with this book finished, I have only one book left until I'm back on track. And I have read a few graphic novels that I haven't spoke about yet in this vlog because I wanted to speak about the 4 graphic novels that I read at once, so I will do that tomorrow. And also I have read this book, which can be translated to Tales to Laugh and Shiver, and it's a collection of short stories for children that are
that are quite absurd at times, and it deals with like fairies and witches and stuff. Some are quite funny. They're not really scary, but it's for children, so like yeah. And I have a really deep connection with that book because it's a book that my mother gave me before passing. So I just love that book. And yeah, I'm gonna rate this book a 3.5 stars. And I'm gonna rate The Boyfriend probably 3.75. And I will explain why later because now I need to sleep. So bye.
And my mind is not as confused and as shocked as I was during the night. So I can talk a bit more about The Boyfriend by Freda McFadden. So I just woke up and I had an insomnia last night. As you probably guessed, because I was doing my review of The Boyfriend at like 2 a.m. And after that, I tried to go to sleep, but I couldn't. So I decided to read The Little Prince in English. And it's the first time that I read it in English and not in French. It's my favorite book with The Great Gatsby, but it's the most impactful book I've read in my life. And I love it so much. And so I wanted to read it in English to see how it was translated. And obviously this book is a 5 stars, but in English I rated a 4.5 just because it doesn't hit, like it hits different than the French original version. But I have a very strong bond with this book and the story and the quotes. In French they hit harder, so I prefer it in French, but I still love that book and it makes me emotional every time I read it. And yeah, so I still have one book to read to be back on track. So the last book of this reading vlog, and I'm very excited to read it. I have high hopes and I feel like it's gonna be a really emotional read for me. Okay, so as I said, I have one book left to read, and I was planning on reading the graphic novel Hungry Ghost, but I'm not gonna read this one because I feel pretty down right now. Depression is hitting. So wait. So I decided that instead I would read this graphic novel, which seems way happier, called 12th Grade Night in English. And before that, I'm gonna talk about the 3 other graphic novels that I've read during this reading vlog. So the first one is Bloom. And I really liked it. I liked that it was not so focused on the romance, but the romance was a bit too little for me, perhaps. So we follow those guys who work at a bakery together, and stuff happens at the bakery. And I rated this one a 4 stars.
Then I read Spinning, which is my very first 5-star read of the year. And it's about ice skating, homosexuality, feeling left out, feeling like an outcast, feeling like you don't know what to do with your life, wanting to give up, and really like deep and real stuff, and I really liked it. And then I read Mooncakes, which was a reread, and I think before I rated that one 4.5 stars, but I'm changing my rating to 5 stars. I really, really, really loved it. And we follow a werewolf, a non-binary werewolf, and a witch. And there's this entity that um, they have to fight and stuff. And there is romance. There are each other childhood crush, and the romance is throughout the whole book, where Bloom the romance was only at the end. And it's magical, it's soft, it's cute, there's action, there's like everything that I love, and it's really adorable, and the art is really adorable. So that's for the 3 that I've already read. And you might think that I did not go into great details, but I'm gonna make a video probably next week or the week after, where I talk and recommend 5 graphic novels. So those 3 will be in the video. Probably this one too if I like it, and Hungry Ghost if I like it, and if I don't like one of them, I try to buy another one. I mean, I bought one that I'm gonna receive soon. But yeah, I'm gonna do a video on graphic novels, so they will be more detailed there without spoiling, obviously. So you'll have to wait a bit. But yeah, so I'm gonna make myself some tea and I'm gonna read this book.
I just finished this book and I really liked it. I think it's gonna be a 4.5 stars. So basically, she has a crush on him, he has a crush on her, and she has a crush on her. So it's a real love triangle. Because most of the time when people talk about love triangles, it's like 2 person love the same person. But that's not a love triangle. It's not a triangle, it's a corner. It's a love corner. But this is a real love triangle. And I really liked it. For this reason, obviously, but for other reasons too, because it was very sweet, very cute, very everything. I liked the ending. I wasn't expecting that, but I liked it. And yeah, it's also queer, obviously, because you cannot have a love triangle without queerness in it. Otherwise, it is a love corner. But so once again, I will not elaborate much on this book because next week wow. Next week I'm gonna make a video recommending graphic novels and it will be in it. So that leads us to this vlog being over. I've been recording for a month And with that book, I am finally on track. You cannot see, but I'm on track for my reading goal. I've read 20 books. This video is gonna be so long. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but it's gonna be long. But I'm very happy to have read all those books. I'm very happy I made this video. I'm very happy I'm back on YouTube. And I'm gonna post way more videos now, and I'm so excited and happy. So I'm gonna see you next week for another video. Bye.